I'm Julia Hood, the manager of School and Family Learning at Reynolda House Museum of American Art, here with another art making video. Every December, we host a Family First workshop for making holiday cards and gift tags. And today I'm going to show you some ideas and techniques for how you might make your own gift cards and tags with materials found in our kit or materials that you can find at home. Now, while our kit does include stencils, you can certainly draw your own designs by looking at old holiday cards or images on the internet, for example. Before we get started, I want to inspire you by showing you some of the holiday cards that Mrs. Katharine Reynolds sent and received at Christmas. Here's a card that Katharine would have ordered that was steel die engraved and has glittery gold ink and a ribbon. This may have come from Tiffany & Company, as she ordered stationery from them, but we do not know for sure. She also sent some cards like these, with illustrations by Louise Roberts. These would have been printed onto thin paper, which was then hand-colored with watercolor, then glued onto a heavier cardstock. These kinds of hand-colored designs became popular just before World War I. We also have some cards in the Reynolda archives that Mrs. Reynolds received, and you can see what some cards looked like in the late 19-teens and early 1920s. Some of these would have been ordered as they were, then the sender would sign them or enclose a calling card with their name. Others were ordered to include the sender's name already printed with the message. We also have some cards from the second generation to live in Reynolda, the Babcocks. They sent this card in 1941 and this one 10 years later. You can see the different style from what Mary Babcock's mother, Katharine, sent and received. Finally, here is one fun card that would have been sent during the Great Depression, sometime after the early 30s. And it notes some of the New Deal programs as a sea of acronyms on the card, as well as other acronyms that you might recognize. The senders play with this by reducing their own names to initials, as well as their Christmas greetings. A VMC to you. I hope those examples will inspire you with ideas for what to do with making your own holiday cards, either whether you're drawing or doing collage, your own envelopes for those cards using our template provided, and gift tags in various ways like these examples here. So I will show you some ideas for what you can do with the items in your kit or with materials that you can find at home. Kits for this project were made in conjunction with the Family First workshop. To create your own version of this project, see the downloadable instructions for materials and templates. In the kit, you will receive several groupings of materials. You'll receive material to make 5 medium-sized cards, a package of various decorative papers for collage, large paper from which to cut envelopes, as well as templates for envelopes, tags, and a tiny card or table place card, plain paper for making gift tags, a glue stick, ribbon, 4 colored pencils and a regular pencil, and 3 stencils. You will find a 4-page booklet with inspiration, written instructions and examples, and some information about Christmas cards in the Reynolda archives. You will also need a pair of scissors. If you have decorative scissors or fancy punches, gather those together. A regular hole punch will be helpful if you want to hang your gift tags with ribbon. You could use liquid glue instead of a glue stick, just a little bit, and packing tape will be helpful to close your envelopes if you want to send them through the mail. You will also need stamps. If you have additional colored pencils or markers, especially silver or gold markers, gather those too. Finally, if you have old Christmas cards or magazines, you can collage with them. Open your kit and look through your materials. You might want to plan out some ideas first before you start cutting. I recommend watching all of the video first before you get to work. Here are some cards I made with materials included in the kit. First, let's look at how to use the stencils. If you want to do something like a star on a tree, first start with the shape that will be on top or in front. In this case, I'm starting by tracing the star. Then, trace the tree, but make sure not to trace over where the star lines are. Here, I'm using the circle shapes on one stencil to make round ornaments on the tree. After those are in place, I carefully color in the shapes using my colored pencils. I could also draw additional things if I wanted, like specific ornaments or presents under the tree. I colored with both red and green to make a brown trunk.
Here, I will use the wreath stencil, but I want to give it a bow, so I'm starting with the bow. With the wreath, there is a small piece of plastic that holds the center in place. I don't want that line to show up on my wreath, so I didn't trace it. Instead, I left a little gap and went back later to draw a line between the gap. If you want to add some details to your bow, you can take out the positive stencil, which is what got cut out when the stencils were made, and trace the shapes inside the bow, then color around those areas. You can also use the stencils with your decorative paper to make collage decorations. Here, I'll show you a very similar tree, but this time cut out of paper. Again, start by folding your card paper in half. When you are cutting decorative paper, start at the far edges and not the middle, so that you can get the most shapes out of your paper. See how I put the tree stencil at the farthest edge I could while still seeing only paper inside the shape. Trace with a pencil and cut out the design. Lay out your shapes onto the card to start planning your design. You can look through your paper to see if there are other things you want to add, like this starry topper I'm cutting out from some printed paper. You might also want to make other trees from different paper. If you have a 1/4-inch hole punch, you can punch holes in paper and use the tiny circles as round ornaments. After you have planned your design, glue the pieces in place. Here's a hint for you. Use a paper towel or a scrap piece of paper to put the small pieces onto so you can glue all the way to the edges on the back, but not get extra glue on your table or your card. In your packet of gift tag paper, there are 2 larger sheets of paper. If you want to make a tiny card, you can use these papers for cards. I first need to cut out the template from one of the template sheets with the envelopes. Then I'll line up 2 of the edges of the paper and the template and cut. Fold in half and you have a tiny card or a place card for the dining table. Next, here are a few ideas for making gift tags. If you want to use the template, start by cutting that out. Then, trace it or hold it over your paper and cut a tag. If you have a hole punch, punch a hole. If not, fold it slightly where you want the hole to be and make 2 cuts like an upside down V. That will make a hole you can put a ribbon through. On your gift tags, you can draw with stencils, even making patterns with repeated shapes. Or you can draw your own designs using the colored pencils. Here, I'll use a stencil to cut out a shape to collage onto a tag. See how I'm again using the paper towel behind my shape so I can get glue all the way to the edges but not mess up my tag or my table. In your kit, you have a punched snowflake and a blue circle. You can combine these and punch a hole for a quick and easy gift tag. There is also the negative space from which a snowflake was cut. You can use this too for collage. Here, I'm cutting a circle around it and gluing it to another blue circle. Gift tags don't have to be circles or rectangles. Here, I'm making a wreath decoration that you could add to a card or a tag, or just put on a gift by itself. I added a second color to make it stronger and give it a little depth. You can also use the positive stencils to emboss shapes. I put a piece of red foil paper over the bow shape and I'm gently rubbing over it with the lid of my glue stick. Notice how the lines inside the shape and the edges are now impressed into the paper. Finally, we also included paper and templates to make envelopes for your cards. There's a tiny envelope template you could use for gift tags. You can make those envelopes out of decorative paper or magazine pages, or use the small dark green paper we included in the kit. You could also use old Christmas cards for this. Notice how I placed the envelope at the very edge so that the two edges were already cut and I had more scrap paper left over. Cut out the shape, then fold in the sides. Glue the bottom tab to the side tabs. Repeat the same process with your large envelope. In your kit, you have a few labels that you can put onto your envelopes. These are really important to use if you are using the darker paper, like blue and red, because an address on a white label will be easier for the mail carrier to read. If you are going to mail your envelope, use packing tape or other sturdy tape to seal the envelope closed after you put the card inside. Share your creations using the hashtag ReynoldaAtHome on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. You can find kits based on Family First workshops in the Reynolda store, or find links below for the PDF instructions and printable templates.